Welcome on in, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Hope you guys are ready to be discussing what we just saw here with the Nintendo Direct. I'm gonna skim through the video here, and we're gonna basically skim through the video. I don't know if maybe we'll play bits and pieces of it. This is my first time doing something like this. But I really want to, you know, take advantage of the fact that we can talk about this. We can do all kinds of things with this. So this Nintendo Direct was actually pretty good. I feel overall, maybe the first half of the Nintendo Direct was kind of like, there wasn't really a whole lot in the first part of the Direct that I was really interested in. The second half is where it got really crazy with all of the good stuff that they were holding off until the end to show off things. So I'm gonna start off. We're just gonna start right from the beginning. But let me go ahead. We're gonna say hello to everybody first. So far we have Zumi and Nadina, Kukula. How's everyone doing? You didn't even see the Direct, so all this is going to be new to you. Okay, Zumi, so maybe we can go through each of the little sections. If you want to see any parts of it, like the trailers, because I'm skimming through some things here. I'll play the very beginning, because that's obviously the opening of one of the anticipated games. Does anyone know if there is a way to change your YouTube name color? You mean like how it shows up in the chat? Is that what you mean? All right, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna pause the music here, and then we're gonna get started. We'll jump right in. Don't want to you know how to do it on Twitch. Yeah, YouTube doesn't allow you to change the color. Yeah, they don't let you change the color of your username in chat. Hey, Black Rose, the only way your name can change color is if you become a member or you're a moderator. And then I think my name has a special treatment on it because I'm the owner of the channel as well. So those are the only ways. But anyway, let's dive in. I'm delaying this long enough. I'm gonna see once this starts. I might adjust the audio to see how loud it gets. So I might play around with the volume while it's playing. So don't worry about that. Verified people, yeah, the verified people will have like the little check or whatever tag next to their name. But all right, here we go. See how loud this is. I will probably try to stop periodically so that if there are any things in this Direct that would cause me to get flagged for copyright or anything like that, then I'll probably be pausing throughout. Let me know if it's loud enough. I'm excited for this one, actually. I've always been a pretty big fan of the Pikmin series ever since I played it on the Wii U, because that was my first experience playing Pikmin. So I played Pikmin 3 on the Wii U, which, yeah, I thought that was a really good one. And yeah, we're running on HD here, so this one looks, I mean, this one looks like pretty much what we expect from Pikmin at this point. Can't have Pikmin without the classics. So I'm wondering if these characters, okay, so if you've played Pikmin before, Like the one on the Wii U, the people or the Olimar type characters, they were like from another planet, right? Or a different area. Or a different area on the planet where Olimar is from, I guess. Olimar is, yeah, so I'm wondering the people that the people that are in this game, I wonder if they're from another region, even though they're like the same species of people. This is pretty cool too. I like the fact that they added a different type of animal that you can control. You played Pikmin 1, but that's it. Yeah, I haven't played the first Pikmin. I've only played the one on the Wii U, which was Pikmin 3. Oh, dang. That's a big enemy. So I'm wondering how I'm assuming the controls work differently if you're doing this in handheld. I'm assuming they're going to use the same type of controller scheme that they did with Pikmin 3 that they brought to the Switch. So a lot of the control schemes are going to be the same, I would imagine. I mean, so with the Pikmin games, it seems like it's a lot of like somewhat puzzle solving, along with like trying to kill the enemies so you can use the enemies for food so that you can survive each of the days, because at the end of the day your characters would need to eat. So
a dog-like creature was spotted. What kinds of things will it show us? Please look forward to more information in the future. Let's see our first batch of
I liked it a lot, but didn't fall in love. Never played Pikmin game. You played Pikmin 1, Dio Brando? Welcome on in too, by the way. So, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I've never played it, so I'm not really that interested in these DLC packs, because I have barely even touched Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I have it, but I have yet to really dive into that game and play the storyline and all that. I mean, this one looks pretty cool. Like, I feel like I would probably enjoy this game, but red's fighting, yellow is toss height, and then blue survive water. Xenoblade is a time sink. Yeah, I know. It's just another one. It's like another open world game, right? I've heard that the first Xenoblade was like the best. Like, there's a lot of people that say the first Xenoblade is pretty impressive, especially how good it was on the Wii U, right? Because it originally came out on the Wii U, if I remember correctly. And it was a pretty big, sprawling world, and like the graphics on it were pretty impressive for the time. PS2 one was like 90% FMV, 10% game, but it was quite impressive. Hey, think Kopi Gaming. Splatoon, yeah, I saw that they talked about the DLCs. It's coming in 2 different waves. Kind of like what they did with like Zelda, where they had like the first wave was just like not as much content, then the second wave is like the single player content. So Xenogears. Xenogears. Oh, you're saying the PS2 one was called Xenogears. Okay. You've been playing too much Splatoon 3? I've never played any of these games before. Samba de Amigo, what other systems was that on previously? Is that something that was out on like the Wii U before? This I have no interest in. I mean, I have no interest in this game. I'm sure there's plenty of people that are going to enjoy this, like plenty of kids that are going to enjoy this. Maybe some adults that would enjoy it as well. It's not my type of game. It's the best game for me. Think Kopi Gaming. You think that I would enjoy this game? Oh, come on, Chadley. You'd be a great fashion designer. I never said I wouldn't be a good... I never said I wouldn't be a great fashion designer. I just don't think this would be my game. I don't think this would be my game. I'm not saying anything bad about the game. It's not my game. I mean, look at that hat on that Joe Barrymore video. Yeah. I know how to accessorize. You played one similar on Facebook Games. It was fun, but I ran out of stuff to do in it. That was an awesome hat. Yeah, it was I guess it was a hat that my work had. It was like part. I don't have the hat. It's at my work. It's part of like in their prop closet. This looks cool. I never played Dead Cells, but I think this is a really cool idea to like mash the two together, where you have Castlevania and Dead Cells. Like I would play this. Like this game looks really cool. I probably should try to play Dead Cells at some point too. Hey Steven Hunter, how's it going? Welcome on in. Welcome to the stream. We're just kind of reviewing the Nintendo Direct. I've already watched it. I'm just kind of giving everyone my thoughts on things. This one's like, okay, I don't think I would enjoy this one either, so. I like Tron and everything. Like, I do like Tron, but this type of a game I don't think I would really be that interested in. Looks too story-driven. Yeah. So this one... that can't be good. So this game here... Is this a game that they've had on a handheld system, and they're bringing it, and they're like bringing this game to the Switch too? I kind of get the vibes like this is a game that might have been on the DS or something, and they're bringing it to the Switch. I could be wrong though. You love story-driven games, you might end up getting it. Is it Deca Police? Because when I first saw that, I was like, decap police, like decapitation. That was my first thought when I saw the title. I was like, decap police. Decap police. I'm like, that does not sound good. I'm gonna assume that it's Deca Police. So this is what, turn-based battle? I'm assuming... So it's like Pokemon. You attack them, you attack the people, you get them their health low enough, and then you throw the handcuffs on them. That's what it looks like. I mean, the game looks great. I mean, the art style, the graphics and everything, it looks great. It looks like a typical JRPG. See the name, like, I'm assuming it's Deca Police. Well, no wonder it looks good. It's level 5. Yeah. It's level 5. No wonder it looks good. They always do good stuff. Seeking the power Bayonetta Origins. So I was confused with this because I've never played a Bayonetta game. Yeah, so I've never played a Bayonetta game, so I don't understand the relation to this story-based game. I don't understand how this would tie in with the other games. Are you playing the same character, just the younger version of herself? Or is this like completely different style of game? Yeah, but I mean like the character, the girl that you're playing, the character that you're playing, it's how she becomes a witch. So it is the same character. She's just younger, right? That's her birth name? Oh, okay. So that's cool. It's kind of like a origin story type game, but they're not keeping the battle system the same as the previous games. That's an interesting way to incorporate, like, to introduce a backstory, but the game mechanics are very different from the other Bayonetta games. Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop. Looks interesting for sure.
How was that? Next, please.
It definitely looks interesting. Previous games were all hack and slash. This is more of a team-based timing game. All right, so here's the Splatoon DLC, which comes in 2 different waves. Wave 1, which I believe is available now, and then Wave 2 that'll be coming out sometime down the road. I don't think they actually gave us a date of when it's supposed to be released.
Introducing the Splatoon 3 Expansion Pass. This paid DLC includes 2 waves of content. The first wave is Inkopolis. Make this splat-tastic place from the original Splatoon game your stomping grounds. This is Booyah Base. It's got some pretty nifty weapons and gear. You might spot a...
This just makes you sad? Why does it make you sad, Kukula? Cheshire becomes a character playable in Bayonetta 3. Oh, that's cool. So that's how they're tying the 2 together. That's pretty cool. Previous games were all... Yeah, I already read that. This is kind of cool. They're like incorporating like the old areas into the new game. So that, I mean, I'm not much of a Splatoon fan. I played Splatoon 1 when Splatoon was available on the Wii U. I did play that for a little while. I've never really touched Splatoon 2 much at all. And I have yet to play Splatoon 3. I have it because my kids love playing Splatoon, but there's supposed to be a book you could purchase in the shop within Bayonetta 3 that allows you to play part of the origin story, and I never bought it. So it was like a demo of this game that we just saw for the origin story. Hey, King of the Hills, how you doing? We're trying something a little bit different tonight. We're trying to do kind of a reaction stream on the Nintendo Direct. I've already watched it, so I already know everything that's going on in the Direct, but I'm kind of just giving my feedback on the different things that are in the Direct. It reminds me how much better Splatoon is compared to 2 and 3. So you're thinking, so Kukula, you think the first Splatoon is the best out of all 3 of the games? Can you enlighten me on why you think Splatoon 1 is the best of the 3 games? It was a demo for the game. I want to play it, but I haven't had a chance with everything going on. Understandable. I think a lot of us can relate to that, Nadina. Yeah, Wave 1 is available today, and then Wave 2 comes out later. You never owned a Wii U, so you never played Splatoon 1. I'm surprised that they didn't, like... I mean, I guess not surprised. I was thinking that maybe they could have brought Splatoon 1 over to the Switch. That way all 3 games were on the Switch, but... Splatoon is kind of like a sports game to me. Because all 3 games, the fundamental mechanics are the same, and it's its own genre of sports game, really. And it's kind of like you played one, you've played them all, except it has like minor adjustments and obviously has different single player modes and all of that. But this looks pretty cool. I like the art style of it. And just like how the characters are so animated and they have all these different reactions, and the fact that you can play up to 4 players, it definitely looks pretty fun.
Each character's personality shines through in their actions. Up to 4 pals locally can brave the island. Share a hug for extra help.
JD wasn't feeling well last night, so I was up most of the night trying to make sure he was okay. He's still feeling bad today, so you're worried about him. Disney burned me on the NES game, so I will take a massive pass on this.
Study their movements carefully to figure out the secrets to victory. Join Mickey and friends on a high-flying adventure.
I mean, it just seems like there's a lot going on, obviously, and the fact that the characters look so small on the screen. I feel like if you're gonna do 4-player local co-op, it would be hard to keep track of your character because the character looks so small. But maybe it's just because I'm looking at it on a monitor right now. Hey, Axe Darby, how you doing? So, again, Fire Emblem, I've never been a huge fan of Fire Emblem, so I have no real... I just have really no interest in this as well. So... Yeah. I don't. This does nothing for me, really. Maybe if I actually tried to play a Fire Emblem game, I'd be excited for something like this, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Mickey Mousecapades got all the way to the end, died, and had to start all over, so nope. Never played another Disney game after that. Not even the new one, the Dreamland Valley or whatever it's called. The open world Disney game.
Take control of your destiny. This is Reverie, a world in which
this one looks interesting. I feel like a lot of this game is nothing but there's a lot of animation in this game, and I think it's more story driven. They said it's a narrative adventure, so there's gonna be a lot of text to read, a lot of animation. Yeah, it has multiple story paths. This does not... I mean, it doesn't seem like it would be a game that I'd be interested in, but... yeah, I don't know. Played Little Mermaid to the end. Hook took the flying part. Hook till the flying part, and then Mickey Mousecapades, and then never want to touch them again. I don't remember really playing a whole lot of Disney games. This looks great. I have yet to play the first Octopath Traveler. I know there's some parts in Octopath Traveler that would probably not necessarily be family friendly. So, like, if I were to play Octopath Traveler, I probably would have to play that on stream, like on Twitch. as opposed to YouTube. But yeah, I just love the art style for Octopath Traveler. See, for some reason, I really like Katamari. I've never owned Katamari. I might actually own Katamari on the Switch. I'm not sure. I might own it digitally, but I always loved playing Katamari at my friend's house. This game just, I don't know why, it's just like silly, it's just silliness. And yeah, it's just kind of crazy silliness. I love that game. So Katamari is always a fun time waster. Good gameplay loop. Part of why you refuse to play Kingdom Hearts. Isn't there a Woman of the Night as a character in it, or am I thinking of something else? Woman of the Night. Which game are you talking about, Nadina? Oh, yes. For Octopath Traveler, yes, there is a Woman of the Night. Or at least I don't think she starts out that way and then becomes that, and then yeah. I only know a little bit about the story, so yeah. Kingdom Hearts looks fun, but again, it's like one of those games that it just takes a long time to beat. So basically soccer. It's basically soccer. Also, by the way, I do have Mario Strikers. The Mario Striker game that's on the Nintendo Switch. I have yet to play it, but if you guys would be interested in playing that game with me, like multiplayer and stuff, that would be kind of cool to see how it plays. I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see myself having any interest in this game at all, really. I mean, obviously, it's a what? Would you consider this JRPG, I guess? Or is there a different type of name for this type of RPG?
24 newly drawn character illustrations are included. Plus, take advantage of new difficulty options and a new auto mapping function for smoother exploration.
It looks JRPG-ish.
Launches on Nintendo Switch June 1st. Each game in the collection.
I mean, obviously these look like they're probably games that, if I had to guess, these games were probably released on handheld or something. They were released on handheld and now they're bringing them to the Switch, and they're like HD versions of the handheld versions of the games. There you go, Advance Wars fans. More information on Advance Wars 1 plus 2. Atlas is a pretty great developer. I mean, I've seen some really good games from Atlas for sure. I'm gonna head to bed now. I'm super tired of being up with JD so much. That's all right, Nadina. Have a great night. I hope you have a better night tonight than you did last night. Atlas was a lot of retro-looking games on consoles.
A new story will unfold in the Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe game.
Return to Dreamland Deluxe. So this is so what? This is a remaster of a previous Kirby game, I'm assuming, since it says it's deluxe. What did this game originally come out on?
All he can do now is a basic attack and jump. To regain Magolor's powers, you'll need to collect magic points by defeating enemies. With magic points,
oh, this originally came out on the Wii? Okay.
improve Magolor's levitation. Or increase his
Look at
attack
Disgaea,
range.
for instance. It's a retro-like.
Powers is up to you.
That's like up
There
to
are over
6
20
or 7 now,
stages to explore.
but with so many options. Disgaea, I thought I remembered seeing someone playing Disgaea, but I can't remember.
Mysterious realm together.
I'll have to look into it. Again, I've got too many games to play, so
And safely return to his world.
I mean this looks like a fun Kirby game.
After clearing story
Kirby's always fun. Like the Kirby games are usually pretty easy for the most part, so yeah, you can't go wrong with Kirby though.
After today's Nintendo Direct, a demo will be available on Nintendo eShop. Up to 4 players can play a specially arranged demo with select stages and subjects.
Is it cell shaded? I can't tell.
Return to Dreamland Deluxe.
Kirby,
Launches on Nintendo
the
Switch
character
February.
Kirby looks like he's cell shaded
Available now on Nintendo
because he looks like he's 2D, but like he's a 2D sprite, but he's 3D rendered.
To the new story.
So it looks kind of like a mixture of cell shading and 3D shading.
Here's some news about Nintendo Switch Online. Please take a look.
This guy is fun, but it's a major time sink. The last Disgaea I played put about around 600 hours into it just to get most of the trophies. Wow. So I was pretty excited about this because I had no clue that they were doing this. So I'm very curious to see what Game Boy games they plan on adding to the system. But it's exciting because
Let's introduce the games that will be available at launch.
the Zelda game, I've never played that Zelda game. So that's my thinking too. Thinkopi Gaming is that they're going to add like the Gen 1 and Gen 2 Pokemon games.
The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening
If anything, they might do the Game Boy Advance versions of the games. Maybe they'll do both.
Gargoyle's Quest.
Minish Cap, yeah, I'm excited to play Minish Cap because I've never played it.
Game and Watch Gallery 3.
I've never played Minish Cap, so now I have a way of playing it.
Alone in the Dark, the new nightmare.
A lot of the Zelda handheld games I've missed out on, so
Metroid 2, Return of
Metroid
Samus.
2.
The Metroids hiding on planet SR388.
Played it on emulator years ago.
Wario Land 3. Traverse
Never
the
played
world
Wario Land either.
based on your actions.
I never actually played the 6 Gold Coins game either.
Dreamland.
There's the original Dreamland, yeah.
And Kirby's debut title.
Did Kirby come to the Game Boy first, or was he released on the NES first?
Game Boy Pocket. Or
So
Game Boy
that's
Color
kind of cool
Studio.
too. I like the fact that you have 3 different filters to choose from,
Together locally or online. More
and the
games
fact that
will
you
be
can play
added
those
to the
games
future.
online. I find it odd that they chose to put the Pokemon trading card game on there first. Yo, Mike, how you doing? Welcome on in. Welcome to the conversation.
Game Boy
Gotta
Advance
go to
games
bed,
will
but I
be
just want to
available
say
for
Metroid,
online
Metroid,
months
Metroid. Yeah. But are you upset that it's only one of the Metroids? If you're talking about Metroid Prime, that is.
Super Mario
I could see
First
people
Run.
being a little upset about the fact that we're only getting one of the Metroid Primes
WarioWare Inc. Mega Micro Games.
on the
Experience
system right
origins
now,
of the Lightning
instead of the
Flash
whole
Micro
trilogy.
Games. Koru Koru Korurin. Guide the spinning stick to the goal without hitting
11
obstacles.
minutes until tears. Yeah.
Mario Kart Super Circuit. Race in the first Mario
One's
Kart
better
game
than
in
none.
the
No,
world.
I'm not complaining. I'm not the one complaining. I can just see if I could see that there's people that would potentially complain. I've never played these games either. The Mario and Luigi series, like I've never played any of those games, so that would be cool to play. I'm excited to play Minish Cap. This version of Mario Kart, I've never played either. So there's a lot of handheld stuff I've missed out on. So this is awesome that I'll be able to finally be able to experience a lot of like the handheld games as they continue to add new games. Not upset at all. One is the one that you wanted the most. I think they are going to see how one sells before deciding on the rest, but I'm happy with one for now. Yeah, I think most people find that number 1 is like the best out of all 3.
To play the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance titles we introduced. Please look forward to more information about Nintendo Switch Online and Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack in the future. Let's see a few more headlines.
See you later, Mike. Thanks for popping in and saying hello. I apologize if anyone else said anything in the chat and I might have missed it. I'm trying to skim through the chat and trying to pay attention to this at the same time, so. This looks awesome, though. The remake of this looks really good. I'm trying to see if a lot of it, I'm just wondering if they didn't bother to like up the poly count. They just upped the res of textures to make the textures look better. Maybe the characters might have a higher poly count, but the actual stages, they don't look like they redid the stages. Maybe just up the quality of the textures.
The first Metroid Prime game, originally released on the Nintendo GameCube system, has been remastered for Nintendo Switch. Explore Talon 4.
But it looks great, though.
But beware, there's more to this alien.
I would almost have to have them like side by side to see the improvements. Obviously, it's going to look a lot sharper because it's going to run at a higher resolution too. And I do like the fact that they didn't really change the HUD much. The HUD, for the most part, the HUD is the exact same as the GameCube version because you've got two joysticks, just like on the GameCube, so.
Allowing you to move around while separately changing your point of view. You can also select a control style that recreates the feel of the original game, among other control options. Explore Talon 4 with your preferred.
I don't know if I would pick this one up or not.
The digital version of Metroid Prime Remastered launches.
I would love to have the remastered version, but I don't know if I would be interested in getting it right away because I have it on the GameCube.
Put your master detective skills
And they're not really talking about adding anything new to this version of the game, so.
A trainee detective and Shinigami, the spirit haunting him, will solve the strange incidents within Kanai Ward, a city ruthlessly controlled by Amaterasu Corporation.
Okay.
We'll investigate these incidents alongside master detectives of the organization.
Master Detective Archives.
Each one has a super
Rain
ability
code.
that can prove useful during investigations.
Yeah, no need for me.
Mimic body types and voices with disguise.
I guess it would be more like if I just wanted to have it for the Switch.
And witness past crime scenes with
Because I do like the first Metroid Prime.
shared with Yuma.
I've only played a little bit of the second one,
So use them to get
the second
closer
Metroid
to
Prime.
cracking a case. After collecting
But
enough evidence, a mystery
yeah, the first Metroid Prime is so good though. I wouldn't like. I'm not gonna object to getting it on the Switch. I don't have a GameCube to HDMI adapter, and I like the Switch housing so many games.
Wings of the Heart take flight once more.
No, yeah, I mean,
A remastered
having a
version
remastered
of
version of
Bayonetta
Metroid Prime is
originally
awesome though.
released on the Nintendo GameCube system
For
is
sure.
coming to Nintendo Switch. After a long and peaceful era on the floating islands above Earth, the Empire's conspiracy looms closer. As
What is
spirits
this?
dwelling within the protagonists, you'll stand up to the Empire across two different eras of war.
I didn't catch the name of this one.
During your travels, you'll visit various locales and team up with like-minded allies. Battles are fought using cards called Magnus,
Oh, this is a card, like, strategy game.
Which are randomly dealt from the deck.
Okay.
In these real-time battles, you'll need to make split-second decisions to edge closer to victory. What revelations will come to light in the skies above and the lands below? Baten Kaitos 1 and 2 HD Remaster soars onto Nintendo Switch this summer.
They're remakes too.
Dive into your new
My son got really excited about this because he loved playing the original Fantasy Life. I mean, it looks like a cute game. I don't think I'd be interested in playing it at all. I mean, it kind of looks like it has a mixture of everything, like you crafting, battling, a little bit of Animal Crossing, you know, a little bit of everything in this game, it seems. Gotta travel to work. I'm the morning, so I'm heading out. Ganondorf's voice is weird, so I'm hoping it's not Ganondorf's voice. I'm hoping that it's maybe like another character that is like a minion of sorts for Ganondorf, but we all know that that's probably going to be his voice. It doesn't match, like, the voice doesn't, like, for me, the voice doesn't sound like it would be Ganondorf. Professor Layton. Mama Duck enjoys the Professor Layton games, so she might like this.
Wave 4 is racing.
This is pretty cool. I like this style of. I like these levels that they showed off. Yoshi's Island, which is really cool. It's just neat how, like, in the background and stuff, they have all these, like, different characters, like, reimagined from the Yoshi's Island Super Nintendo game. And finally, they're adding another character to the roster instead of just adding courses. Which means we'll probably get a new vehicle and all of that, too, because they'll probably give Birdo, like, its own type of vehicle too. How many waves are in total? Is it 8? Is it 8 waves in total? I can't remember. So we got Minecraft Legends, which kind of looks fun. This game looks interesting. Blanc. It's just like the art style. I love the art style of the game, and would love to I would love to play this one at some point. This was nuts. I mean, it makes sense because they did legacy collections for Mega Man X, so it was just a matter of time for them to release a legacy collection for Battle Network. So this is that one where you, like, play Death, and it's kind of like a Hollow Knight type style game. Baseball, yay! Dreamlight Valley updates. I don't know if I would be interested in playing this game, Dreamlight Valley. I really don't know if I'd be interested in this game. I know people say it's a lot of fun. I'm just not really that big into the... I don't know.
Thank you for staying with us so far. This will be our last segment. Please take a look.
What everybody's been waiting for. After we watch the trailer, then with this one here, I would like to examine the trailer with you guys, if you don't mind. So we have, I wonder why this video just looks like I have it in 1080. I have it in the 1080 quality, but for some reason the video just does not look like it's 1080 quality. It's not. It looks more like it's 720.
Rise, my servants.
You have like this big dragon thing.
Eliminate this kingdom and her allies.
Blood Moon is obviously coming back. So I have a theory. I have a theory that that voice that you hear talking is what you would hear whenever the Blood Moon happens. I'm thinking that's what happens. Seems like we got some new enemies. A good amount of new enemies.
But Link,
There's Ganon.
sure you'll be able to stop him.
That's crazy. So I'm thinking the towers, later on when we look at it, I'll say some of my theories and such as we work through the trailer. It's kind of cool though that he seems to have like a variety of different types of vehicles in this game, and that thing falling down, I don't know what the deal is with that thing that's falling down, unless it's treated like an elevator that's going up and down.
Please, lend him your power.
And this is interesting too, because it looks like, yeah. So let's take a look at this and see.
That was The Legend of Zelda.
I'll wait for this to stop, and then we'll scroll back and we'll take a quick look at
In addition to the standard version, a collector's
we'll
edition
take a look at the actual
containing
trailer
various items
from
released
start
on
to
launch
finish, and
day.
we'll evaluate
You'll be
different
able to
areas
gain
and
from
stuff.
this game will
It's
also
cool that they
be
use the same pose from the Tokyo,
We hope you are looking
that
forward
Tokyo
to
event,
this latest grand adventure.
because that was the big statue that they had, and it's the exact same pose and
Thank
everything.
you for watching.
But it makes sense because they make it into like a large statue, so they should be able to scale it down and then make a smaller version of it without really losing a lot of quality. So let's go back and try to examine the trailer here. I did see some things that obviously are brand new. So, like, obviously, this is probably, like, I don't know if this would be considered, like, the beginning of the game. But obviously, we have flying creatures now that are much bigger than Keese. So, like, I don't even know what those creatures would be. They almost look like lizard-type creatures. So, I'm thinking they almost look like Sheikah Towers, but it's hard to tell. They look like they're coming out of the ground at an angle. So maybe they're not Sheikah Towers. But obviously they have light coming out from underneath them, so maybe they're elevators that take you to the underground. That's what my thinking is that these things are the way to get into the underground. Also, the thing in the middle there at the bottom, like, I don't know what that is. It's like the glowing, it's almost like large hieroglyphs on the ground. Not really hieroglyphs, but like Zonai drawings and stuff. So this looks like, if I remember correctly, this is at the top right corner of the map, because down below, you can see down here, you can see it almost looks like it's the labyrinth that's in the water. So this is actually right on top of Akala Tech Lab, pretty much. Right at the top right corner of the map. Remind you of the spotlights from Wind Waker. Oh, yeah, true. Hey, GC, how's it going? We're just kind of reviewing the Zelda trailer now. So, oh, there's another over here you can see another one of those drawings on the ground there. I'm wondering if it's the same drawing that we saw earlier. This obviously is underground. Like the way this all looks, like you're definitely underground here. What's weird is you can see that root in the back here. This like winding root that has something glowing inside the root. So I don't know if this is tied to, if this is somehow tied to those pillars that are coming out of the ground. Thanks for posting cross stitch update. Are you talking about on the community tab, Jeff? Let's continue. So also what's interesting, it almost looks like the Bokoblin is mining ore. It looks very similar. The ore looks very similar to the ore that's above ground that we would break to get ore and flint and that kind of stuff. So that's interesting that they would have a Bokoblin doing that kind of work underground. Also, the Lizalfos look different too. It might just be the quality of the video. And then back here, this like red stuff kind of looks like it's the Blight, but like the new color of Blight, because you're underground. So like that Blight that we saw coming out of Ganon, I'm going to imagine that Blight is everywhere in the underground, because it just kind of flows out of him. So they probably have it where it looks a lot like it's just like water all over the place. All right, so this is at Hyrule Lake, right? Or Lake Hylia. And then the bridge. Apparently there's a 3-headed dragon of sorts that we're going to be fighting, which is like a massive enemy. So that should be quite interesting. 3-headed monster from Zelda 1 dungeon on the bridge. Possibly. Yeah, that could be a recreation of like the 3-headed... Was it a 3-headed dragon in the Zelda game? In the first Zelda? But then in the background, you can kind of see the Blight coming out from underneath Hyrule Castle. You got Blight. Looks like Blight coming out of Death Mountain. I can't really make out anything else here. But the way things look here, it doesn't look like this is like back in time or very far into the future, because the bridge looks the same. Like there's no more damage done to the bridge. Another thing is, obviously they took a note from games like Dark Souls, because Dark Souls has big monsters like that. So I'm wondering if they have a different type of mechanic when you're trying to fight that large flying beast, as opposed to like fighting a Hinox or a Stone Talus. Like obviously that dragon or whatever enemy it is going to fly. Like, there's no reason for it not to fly. And so obviously there's going to be probably some new mechanic on how you're going to go about fighting that. The little swirly things I think are going to be like teleporters. It's hard to tell, but maybe that teleporter is like right where the shrine is. Because this is Hateno Village right here. And that kind of looks like that's where the position of the shrine would be from the first game. I don't know if you guys agree with me or not. And then obviously up this is Hateno Tech Lab, right? Because it's the Hateno Tech Lab, but I don't see the telescope. Or is that Akala? Is the Akala Tech Lab the one that has the big telescope? This one looks, yeah, because this is the one where like you walk up and you go into Pura's study area. And then obviously then also the Guardian that's laying on top of the building, which how it got up there, I don't know. They both have a telescope. I mean, maybe I'm not seeing the telescope because it's perfectly lined up with the building. That must be what it is. It's hard to tell where Link is there exactly. I mean, that's pretty cool, though. That explosion is probably something else. Like, that explosion is probably from something else. Because it comes here, you got all these things coming down on the ground, which I'm assuming are enemies coming back. This explosion is not related to that. It's got to be related to something else. All these little cutscenes, I think, are not related to each other. So, okay, so watching this, it reveals a new enemy as well. Actually, 2 new enemies, I think. So on the right-hand side, you can see this one almost looks like it's a Redead. Do you guys think that's a Redead? Because it has like skeletal parts exposed. The face looks kind of like an insect though, because the mouth I think has like mandibles. It has mandibles. So, but I'm thinking that's a Redead. And then right next to it is the large version of the Bokoblin, which is what we see later on in the video too, where he's blowing the horn. And then we have back here down below, this guy down here. He's wearing his headpiece. He's wearing like a horned headpiece. He looks like he's a black Bokoblin, maybe. They really want to do the whole thing with the headdresses, that's for sure. Everything is wearing a helmet in this game. It's like, I don't know. They wanted to make sure that their heads were protected, I guess. Okay, this is just another shot of Hyrule Castle. This is interesting. It's really hard to tell where Link is here. Okay, so there's obviously something going on here. This almost looks like this is where, if I had to guess, this is where you are like, you know that one side quest where you have to get the giant horse? I think that's where this is. This is like the entrance to that area before you get to the really large trees. And there's usually a Lionel right outside here. But obviously the ground, they're showing a lot of movement in the ground there. So I'm wondering if it's like either a stampede of enemies or animals. But this is interesting. I don't know. Because obviously you're standing on a Sheikah slate, like, it's almost like this is the entrance to a divine beast. or this is an entrance to a dungeon. Because that plate is like the exact same layout for the divine beasts. Am I wrong on that? Unless it's a guardian and it's upside down. And you're on the belly of the guardian. That might be it too. But it's either way, it's interesting. All right. Yeah, so that's the second time we've seen the new big boy Bokoblin. And like earlier, this looks like it's in that area that I was talking about earlier with where you need to go to get to get Ganondorf's horse, basically the large horse, right outside that area. Because if you look at the big trees, like this is that area. I can't remember the name of the area, but yeah, like these guys have these horns that they just look weird. They all look like they're blue Bokoblins. So I'm wondering, based on the difficulty of the Bokoblins, I'm wondering if they all have like different headdress or different horns, because the red ones have just a single horn. We've seen those when they showed the first trailer and they showed the stone talus that had the platforms on it, and there's red Bokoblins on the platforms, and they only had like a singular horn. So I'm speculating that the more difficult the Bokoblin, the different horns, like it'll have different horns on its head based on its difficulty. This big guy though, that big guy, he almost looks like he could be a black version of this guy, which then maybe his design patterns on his skin are different depending on how difficult it is. It's a little dark too. I mean, they got skull necklaces. I just realized that. Like, this game is definitely going to be a lot darker than Breath of the Wild, because you've got the skull necklace here. You got the Bokoblins all have skull necklaces too. Hey Blubber, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. We're just reviewing the trailer that was at the end of the direct. We've already kind of just watched the direct, but so yeah. And then that was a Hinox there. Obviously now, so I'm assuming these creatures here, yeah. So you can even see like the singular horn. It's different. Well, that's a good freeze frame there. So that's just the weak. That's the weak Hinox, because that's a red one. That's a red Hinox. The Bokoblins look like they have Lizalfos spears on their head. Yeah. But like I was saying before, it's like they're, for whatever reason, all the enemies have stuff on their heads, like stuff that looks like helmets or horns or something. It's just odd that every enemy has something on its head, and I don't know if that's significant to anything. Okay, that is... I don't remember where that is exactly. I just remember the mushroom tree area. Okay. Is this Dueling Peaks right here? Kind of looks like Dueling Peaks, but it could also be Satori Mountain. I'm wondering if this is Satori Mountain. Yeah, Satori Mountain. And then this is I don't even remember what this place is called. What about over here? Is this Dueling Peaks? I don't think so. And then back in the background there. Back in the background. So there's something in the background here too. Looks like some kind of a creature of sorts back here. All the way there is Dueling Peaks where your mouse was. Okay. Like this right here looks like there's like some kind of a creature. Then obviously those flying creatures are going to be dropping. They'll be dropping bokoblins. Take notice, this is a red bokoblin, and that's a new weapon right there. That battle axe thing, that's a new weapon. But notice how his horn looks different from the blue bokoblin. So these enemies will get dropped down on you probably. And this is trying to think of where this is. Like back here you can see the ruins. You can see some of the Zonai ruins and stuff. And I'm just trying to picture where this is exactly. There's like a river going down through. And I do remember an area that had these like tree trunks everywhere. I'm just not remembering exactly where it is. At 4306, you can see a few things like Corrin's Tower from Dragon Ball Z. Oh, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. Okay, so this, it's hard to tell where this area is, but we're right outside. We're right outside of a skull enemy encampment, because there's a skull right there. Right here's a big skull enemy encampment. I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I care for the things on the top of their heads. Like, they look like helmets, but these guys look more like, you know, those dinosaurs that are supposed to have like really hard heads, and they say that they would ram into each other and would ram into enemy or their own like other dinosaurs and stuff like that. That's what this reminds me of. Might have changed some of the terrain around a bit, but I doubt it. I mean, there are some places where I can definitely tell where we are in the world, and also recognize that, yeah, some stuff is going to be different, and there's like new things that you can see in certain areas. This is obviously on a sky island. It's like, it just looks different. The trees are all golden, which we've seen that before in previous trailers too. Here's where Ganon is getting up. You'll notice that the hand is missing from his chest. So he's obviously like waking up here. That boss does look sick. So might have changed some. Read that too already. So yeah, like this is Ganon waking up, obviously. Oh wait, he was like standing on something. So this is right outside of Hyrule Castle. This is at the this looks like this is at is this on the other side of the Castle Town? Like at the entrance to Castle Town, maybe? Kind of looks like Demise. Nah, it's definitely Ganondorf. You mean the cripple the mummified enemy. Like, I feel like that's going to be Ganondorf. Maybe it is Demise, though. Or maybe Demise will make an appearance because of the fact that Ganondorf is just the reincarnated version of... Ganondorf is the reincarnation of Demise, so they could go that route. Just thinking because of the hair. If you've ever seen Ganondorf, though, he's had... So, Ganondorf has had red hair like that before, but the times that we've seen Ganondorf in previous games, it's always like pulled back or not as long. When he's in Ocarina of Time, though, when he turns into the beast form, his hair is long, if I remember correctly, because it flows like around his horns and stuff. So he has longer hair when he's in beast form. Also, I know this game doesn't really tie into this the timeline at all, but have you ever seen the treatment, the design treatment that they gave Ganondorf in Hyrule Warriors? Seems like everyone's hair has changed in the game. Yeah, true. Zelda's hair is short. Link's hair is the only one that seems to be the same, actually. But if you've ever seen Hyrule Warriors, he has long hair. So he's got long hair in that game. So yeah. But yeah, every other reincarnation of Ganon, I don't remember him having like long wavy hair like that. Okay, so he is standing on something. Let me see if I can pause it right at the right. So here it looks like he's standing on something that is crumbling and falling apart. Maybe this is the thing that he was laying on and now he's standing on it. Link's hair is longer. Oh, that's true. Yeah, in some areas, and that's where it's like we don't know yet if it's time travel or if it's showing us a Link when he was younger or a different Link, a different reincarnation of Link too, because we're seeing Link with both hairstyles. So
Sure.
Yeah, because this is his traditional hairstyle. Alright, so this is that's not Death Mountain there. That's the Great Fairy. That looks like that might be the Great Fairy. There's another one of those tower looking things with the lights coming out of the ground. I'm just trying to visualize like where this is. It's really hard to tell where this is. His hair was always longer, and his hair was always like that since the Shrine of Resurrection, because it was tied to keep it up so it wouldn't look as long. Okay. There's another one of those Zonai drawings on the ground. Another one of those towers back here. This one doesn't look like it's leaning, though. This one looks straight up and down, so this is obviously a different area. Again, I can't really tell where this is. Now, that's a different weapon. I mean, that's obviously a different type of arrow. That almost looks like it's like a heat-sinking arrow. Because it hooks and then hits it hits that enemy like... This is obviously Death Mountain, maybe? Yeah, this has to be Death Mountain, and what's interesting is that he's shield surfing on the rails. I wonder if we've always been able to do that, and we just never knew it. Looks like it's above where you find the final memory. Oh, where the battle took place and had all of those dead guardians. Most people don't notice that his hair is tied when he wakes up from the Shrine of Resurrection. A weird looking rock in the background. Yeah. Wonder if that's like a new treatment for rocks that you can like blow up, or maybe you have to use some type of an ability to move it. Probably blocking a cave. That's what I was thinking. But yeah, it's kind of cool that he's shield surfing with a rusted shield. It looks like a rusty shield. He's surfing on the rails. I almost feel like I want to try that now in the real game. So this is a new weapon. All right, so it's confirmed that there's gyro again. Gyro controls again. I don't know what the heck is going on back here. That is not Death Mountain. That's something else. That's definitely something else. That's not Death Mountain. I've never seen a moblin on a lookout post before. That's true. I've only seen Lizalfos and moblins on lookout posts before. Yeah, gyro. Boo, gyro. Yeah, no, that's not Death Mountain. This is obviously up in the sky, though. It seems like the design treatments they've gone with for the Sky Islands is very unique. Like, it's very distinct from what... All right, there's Stone Talus again. So a lot of the mini bosses are making a return. I hope this is not a sign for Korok seeds. Go with me on here. You can see it in the official art. Hey, CAI, how are you doing? You think Death Mountain is just tall? Yeah, so this is obviously Death Mountain here. I'm trying to picture where everything else is that we're looking at here, but I'm almost positive this is Death Mountain. Okay, so look at that. Look at that. What does this look like? It's either a lantern of sorts or it's a dreaded Korok seed. You shoot that with an arrow. Yeah. It could be a chest as well. It just doesn't look like a chest. Yeah. But this is obviously underground. Stone Talus underground. This looks like it's just a typical Stone Talus. But that weapon though, the weapon though looks amazing. That looks like a Zonai staff. It's like a cannon staff. Oh, it has a Zonai dragon on it. And it's a staff. A cannon sword. And then it shoots like a fireball of sorts. I don't know who this is. I don't know what this is. Zelda is like holding something, or maybe holding someone's arm. I don't know what that is. She looks like she's standing in front of a fountain of sorts. So maybe this is a memory. She also has like different... Maybe it's not even Zelda. That might not be Zelda. Because look at the things around her arms, the stuff around her wrists. I don't know. That might be Hylia or some other deity or something. This could be that deity that they were showing earlier. But either way, this could be a memory. This could just be a memory. Another thing that's strange is for some reason there's no Deku tree in the background. I don't know if I've seen any in this trailer. I don't know if I've seen any spots where the Deku tree would be in view, unless the Deku tree got sent up into the sky. Like the whole Korok forest just gets sucked up into the sky. Looks like a fountain in the background. Where are their fountains? Zora's Domain, maybe? Could that be in Zora's Domain? Isn't there a fountain in Zora's Domain? Up in the sky, too. That's true. Could be up in the sky. In the last trailer, the Deku tree is nowhere to be seen. Yeah, but I thought they figured it out that was from a scene where it had the different looking Link with his different clothes on and stuff, where he didn't have the champion's tunic on. I think the dragon powers come out of staffs and shields. Yeah, because I remember the dragon shield that looked like it spit fire. Maybe the Deku tree flew away. Yeah. Up in the sky. So this is probably Link's hand with whoever this person is. I don't think it's Zelda. I wouldn't be surprised if it is Hylia. But it's probably Link and whoever this is. Hey, Miss So, how's it going? Sorry I disappeared from the Tuesday night chat on Twitch. Got distracted with a phone call from Mom. She's having some knee issues. No, it's all right, Miss So. We're just kind of... We're deeply inspecting the Zelda trailer. Probably a king of the Sheikah clan from centuries ago, or I feel that it's going to be a female, not a... Yeah, I think it's going to be a maybe a queen or another princess. It could be a different Princess Zelda from another time. She's actually... So, in this previous scene... this actually kind of reminds me, with the white garb and everything, really reminds me of Zelda from Skyward Sword. Gotta watch the full Nintendo drop. Watch the whole direct. We pretty much watched all of the direct here at the beginning of the stream. Mummified Sheikah King. No, this hand, that hand definitely looks like it's Link's hand. Or it's either Link's hand or it belongs to it's the hand that belongs to the spirit. It's the hand that belongs to that spirit that was holding Ganondorf down on the ground. If this is a flashback. So maybe the glowing hand is actually a previously reincarnated Link? That would be interesting too. Yeah, see, like, his arm there looks almost identical to what we just saw in the previous scene. It's Mario's hand. Pedro Pascal's hand. But yeah, so obviously here he's got the champion's tunic on. He's got, like, some kind of cape. Like, hooded cape on. He's got 4 out of the 8 vessels. So right here, it kind of makes it seem like his hand still has some of the abilities. Now, this is interesting because this doesn't look like it's metal. So he's actually moving something that's not metal. They're arm wrestling? What's the projected release date? I believe that it's May 12th. And they confirmed the release date didn't change from the previous trailer, so it comes out May 12th, and you can also go in and you can pre-order now. On the eShop, you can pre-order digital if you want to get a digital copy. Yeah, May 12th, yeah. So this is kind of cool because this is making it seem like you can move objects that are not metal. And that's a wheel. I just realized that. That's a tire. Which will make sense later on, but that is definitely a tire. I just realized that. You can see the treads on the thing. So, okay, so now it's making it seem like, because later on in the trailer it'll make sense, but I'm thinking that you have to collect different pieces to make the vehicles. Tire confirmed, yeah. Imagine the day before it came out and they delayed it. It's a tire. It doesn't look like Link could wear it. So, yeah, it's exactly the same thing as that tire. That's interesting. And it has like a big vessel in the middle, similar to the little vials that Link probably collects to put on his wrist, on his waist, his belt. So obviously this is powered by the same thing that those little vials have in them. Scrap mechanic. Yeah, he's a scrap mechanic. He just makes whatever. Freaking headlights. Yeah, well, I mean, the motorcycle had... Yeah, the motorcycle has headlights too. But that's definitely a tire that you see in the previous scene. And then obviously he has a hot air balloon too, allowing him to travel in the sky. There's Death Mountain. And look over here, like all these, this almost looks like some kind of like tower of islands. Those islands don't look like they're side by side. They look like they're going up, like you've climbed up all those different islands. The Sky Islands. There's a game called Scrap Mechanic where you can make your own stuff, cars, rockets, and whatever. Oh, okay. But yeah, that definitely looks like he has the ability to make some kind of a hot air balloon. And this is obviously something... What is this green stuff? We can see the green stuff in the previous... So, it's almost like... See how the green stuff seems to be around where the parts are assembled? It's like the glue that holds everything together. It'd be cool if they had a Zelda version of Mario Maker. Maybe for like the older Zelda games, because you can make your own dungeons, which they kind of did that. They experimented with that with the remake of Link's Awakening, because you can make your own, you could make custom dungeons and stuff as like a side game. Looks like a trail of the sword type thing, and of course it's above Korok Forest. It makes so much sense. And this is just out in the open. Not exactly sure where we are here. I think here looks like... So if this is Death Mountain on... This is Zora's Domain right here. This looks like Zora's Domain because of those rocks that jut out. That's Zora's Domain. This is Death Mountain. The heck is this? I'm not familiar with that formation. Did anybody recognize that? Is that the That's not the Colosseum, is it? Central Hyrule. Yeah, I don't know what that is, unless that's the Colosseum. I don't think it's Colosseum though, because the Colosseum was down by the Great Plateau. Does it feel similar to Breath of the Wild at all, or very different? I mean, as we're going through the trailer, like on the ground, it doesn't seem like they really changed the map much. So there's obviously going to be new things that have been added to the terrain, but I would say it seems like 80 to 90% of the terrain is untouched. It's not changed at all. The other 10% is stuff that has changed because of whatever happened in this game. See how the green stuff is right here too? So it's like all these pieces that you have to collect to make these different vehicles. Like this green stuff, it's almost like the same as what you see with the green hand that was holding Ganon down, and then there was like this trail of green stuff. Like, it's plasma glue. It's fat, or what is it? Phasmophobia? It's phasma glue. It's phasma glue. It's ghost glue. Ghost glue. That's what we're calling it. Yeah, because you can see it. Like, so obviously you have to find these 4 propeller things. Probably. Whoa, what the heck is that thing? That's like a huge dome. Wait, what? Look, the towers? I missed the towers. Where's the towers? Gordon's Tower? Where? This here? His house is on top of the giant hill. 4306. Oh, we're not there yet. Oh, okay. Hopefully there's lots and lots of Koroks to find, maybe even thousands of Koroks. Oh boy. Yeah, like what's this dome, like this spherical looking dome? Crazy. This looks like the Dueling Peaks right here. This is definitely Dueling Peaks because this is Zora Domain over here. It's the moon falling? Yeah, they caught the moon in the sky. All these squares make a circle. All these squares make a circle. You see towers, but not the Sheikah ones. Yeah, these are towers that we've seen throughout the trailer. Some of them seem to have beams of light shining up in the sky too, where these ones don't seem to have that. But they also seem to be standing straight up and down. The ones that have lights underneath them seem to be like tilted, like they're damaged. I'm trying to see where this could be. Oh, there's Malice right there. That's Blight on the ground right there, because it was moving like it had the flowiness of the Blight. Reminds me of the towers from Twilight Princess, Lost Temple stuff. We didn't get to see any type of fast travel in this trailer. I mean, I guess if you count the car as fast travel. and the flying machine. And then this, I don't know what that is. That thing that's like falling down. Some of those islands make me wonder if those are sky dungeons. Because the way that they're laid out, like it just makes it seem like those could be sky dungeons. Because it just seems like it's this big clump of islands everywhere. And like you gotta traverse through the islands. But it's all tied together like it's a dungeon. Wonder if they'll have the birds. I mean, they did. What do you mean if they have the birds? There was a couple birds that we saw in the trailer flying by. Some of the sky islands were moving around. Papa Raid. Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. Water Buffalo, Versian Looms, Wolfheart. Back it up here because we're going to miss one of the more important parts of the trailer. Wolfheart, Papa Agron, how's it going? Welcome. Thank you for the raid. Naruto Shadow, thank you. Welcome. We're just reviewing the Nintendo Direct from earlier today. I had watched it previously, but as we've been watching it and basically Tears of the Kingdom, I've been basically critiquing almost every scene in the trailer. We've been picking out a lot of things. We've been trying to guess the locations of where Link is in relation to the world. we actually picked out some pretty cool little tidbits in the trailer. They were thinking that they showed what the Re-Dead is going to look like in this game. They also have a much larger version of a Bokoblin, almost like a Bokoblin General. Another thing I noticed was it seems like the more difficult an enemy is, whatever's on top of their head is different as well. Because with Bokoblins, the red ones have a single horn coming out of their head. The blue Bokoblins have a dual horn coming out of their head. Got to read about what came out, but how does it look? This is going to sound bad as a Zelda fan, but I wasn't happy with Breath of the Wild, so I'm not sure about this one coming out. I was talking about the bird you could fly. Oh, yeah, we didn't... yeah. Yeah, we haven't seen that at all. The closest thing is in the first trailer, they show Link landing on a like metal bird that's just kind of like gliding through the air. It would be kind of cool if they do bring back the Loftwing animals. But yeah, I don't know. Hello, Fiery Dragon. I might have said hello to you already. I'm going to say it again. What were you doing? What were you doing this evening, Papa Agron? I'm wondering if this is coming out of Ganon. Yeah, it is. It's definitely coming out of Ganondorf. So that's Malice is coming out of Ganondorf. Dang it. I want to pause it right when it's coming out of Ganondorf. I keep pausing it at the same spot. Yeah. He's like floating in the sky too, and his eyes are glowing. So this must be right after his... So this is right when he's being reincarnated. We no longer see the green hand. I'm thinking that... Oh, and look at the sword. Look at the sword. The sword has already been damaged with the malice. The Master Sword has the malice on it. But this is obviously where Link's arm gets damaged by the malice. It's consuming the Master Sword. That's what it's doing. Because he's holding the Master Sword with his right hand. And his right arm is what gets damaged. So the Blight is going after the Master Sword. Okay, so notice how his arm is damaged, but he doesn't have the abilities yet. So this is right after the Master Sword gets consumed by the malice. And he's jumping to try to save... He's jumping to save Zelda.
Please, lend him your power.
Yeah, so Zelda's falling down. We've seen this scene before. She falls down. So if we piece things together from previous trailers, so this looks to be directly after Breath of the Wild. At least this scene does. Or at least like a couple months after, maybe. Maybe not directly after it, but we're working on a new Pokemon randomizer for Heart Gold, Soul Silver. All the doors entrances are random. If you hit the less than and greater than keys, you can move frame by frame on YouTube. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, I didn't know that. We'll do that. So if we remember the first trailer, how have you been though? I've been good. Yeah, it feels like I haven't been able to stop by your streams forever too. I hope all's going well. I know I've seen some. Are you still going to the gym and stuff? Because I know I saw you were making some social media posts and stuff about going to the gym. Yeah, because I can just skim through the video that way. So yeah. Anyway, if we remember the first trailer, we show Zelda is falling down. Okay, and they show Zelda just like so. Link obviously does not save her here, but after we see Zelda fall, they also showed a scene where the green hand comes out and goes to grab someone's hand. I think it's Link's left hand that gets grabbed because you don't see his damaged hand in the first trailer. I'd be curious to go back. I should probably pull up the first trailer too. And we can review that too. Breath of the Wild trailer 1. Okay, I think this is the first trailer. This is the present. Oh, that's Breath of the Wild. What am I talking about? Breath of the Wild 2 trailer. Official trailer number 2. E3. First look. All right, so there's these 3 that we can look at. There's that, and that. All right. I'll stop it. Stop it. And stop it. All right, so first look trailer, I think, shows Zelda falling. So let's take a look at that trailer too. So this is the very first look trailer that came out, showing the green stuff. I hope you guys don't mind me doing this because... So, okay, so this is him on that pedestal. Yeah, that's definitely the same thing. In the new trailer, they show Ganondorf standing on this platform. Like the platform is crumbling underneath his feet. So this is before he wakes up, obviously, and he's being held down by that hand. I know I'm probably not the best person for this type of game theory stuff, but obviously that's in the underground. Yeah, so there's nothing underneath him, okay? So he's just hanging there, and the arm is just holding him there. So this is obviously where he's getting the ability after he falls to try to save Zelda. So based on the new trailer, we know that he doesn't get his ability until after Zelda falls down. Wait, I don't want it to go super fast though. Why is it going super fast? Playback normal speed. Yeah. Playback is normal speed. Okay, so this is obviously a different scene. Unless this is different now. This might be outdated because that's his right hand. and it's not injured. So a lot of this stuff may have changed. Yeah. This, okay, so this doesn't show her falling down, I guess. Maybe it's in the other trailer. The E3 teaser trailer. Yeah. So this one doesn't show anything. This is the next trailer. Your internet went out, Blubber? That sucks. Oh, here you go. Here you go. So this is where it ties in with the other trailer. The part of the trailer that we're watching right now. You don't see the master. Oh, you do see the Master Sword. You see them. Okay, so yeah, so he's holding the Master Sword. The malice comes to him, consumes the Master Sword along with his arm. I never noticed in the teaser trailer, I never noticed that he was holding the Master Sword. So that obviously ties in with the new trailer. Here, okay, so this is right after he tries to grab her and fails and isn't able to save her. So this part and this part right here. This is him grabbing, and then it shoots right to this scene here where she's falling. Now, obviously, this is Link, but we don't know if this is the same Link or not, or if it just allows us to have different looks. This could be nothing more than Link having the ability to have different outfits and different hairstyles. Wouldn't that mean Link would fall too? Later on, Blubber, there's actually a thing that shows that they're showing two hands grabbing, and we always assumed that it was Zelda that was being saved by Link after he got his power. What I think actually happens is Link tries to save Zelda, misses, and the green hand is actually saving Link. Yeah, the hand saves Link. Then Link gets his powers. Yeah. This is all stuff we've seen before, too. Now, here's where I was talking about the red bokoblins. They have single horns coming out of their heads. And in the new trailer, the blue bokoblins, they have like this like dual horn that comes out of their heads. So this is where he's getting his power. Showing us a similar power that we've seen before. This is showing the shield, the dragon head shield that spits fire. In the new trailer, we saw a staff or a sword that has a dragon head on it, and it acts like a cannon. When you attack with it, it shoots like a energy ball. Link uses time reversal, times 1000 at the end, and rewinds time and saves Zelda. Maybe. Here's the teleportation. Okay, so we're above. What's the name of that place? The place with those mushroom-looking trees. What is the name of that place? Because we saw that place in the previous trailer too, or in the new trailer. We see that place a lot. I didn't get the original Breath of the Wild, but I might get this new one. It looks super cool. I don't know if the Thundra Plateau. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think CIA or do you think CAI should play the original Breath of the Wild before you play this? The game almost seems like it's a totally, like, even though the stories are linked together, that this game itself could almost stand alone. Like, it could just stand on its own as its own story, even though it's a sequel to the original Breath of the Wild. But I would recommend playing the original Breath of the Wild before playing this. I wouldn't say you'd have to do 100% like I did, but at least play through the main story, play through the DLC story, then you're all set for this game, because I'm sure they're going to make callbacks to the first game too, and the story. They're going to elaborate on the story from the first game too, and maybe even go further back in time for the story as well. Zelda goes Ultra Instinct and kills Malice, gets the Dragon Balls, and wishes Link back to life. Okay, this is obviously when Hyrule Castle gets raised up into the air. And all that malice underneath. Which makes you think maybe that Zelda and Link find a tunnel underneath Hyrule Castle, and then that's where they find Ganondorf, under the castle, deep under the castle. I thought there was a video showing Link's hand getting grabbed by someone. Did I miss it in the trailer? Is there a trailer that I'm missing, maybe? Maybe this is in the... Maybe it's in the first Tears of the Kingdom trailer and I just didn't realize. Because this is obviously... We still have no idea who this is. We didn't get any new information on this character. When the Blood Moon comes out in Tears, now the enemies get powered up as well. Maybe. But yeah, here they show that, like, all the enemies have... Well, they show the moblins having horns and stuff. Meteor Malice things hit the enemies. No. Maybe it's either that or that's the new way that they get reincarnated. But yeah, we still don't know who this is. Didn't get any clue as to who that is. Oh, wait. We might actually have something here. We may actually have something here. In the new trailer, there's that other character that is... Here, hold on. Hold on. Trying to find it. There was that character. Yeah, we'd probably have to watch it again to know exactly where it was. But you know what I'm talking about? The female character. Oh yeah. Yeah, right here. This is what I was talking about. He's standing on that pedestal. This is the pedestal area, I think, that where he was being held hostage.
But Link, I am not sure you'll be able to stop
Character had wide hips, so I think it's not Zelda. So I think... Let's go, and I'll pause it when we see... Yeah, right here. Right here. I think this person right here is this person. Look at the wrists. Look at the wrists. She has bracelet stuff on her wrists. There's bracelets on the wrist. Look at the waist. The waist doesn't really have anything. I thought maybe it had something on the waist. On the arms, higher up in the arms, maybe. I don't know. It's a stretch. It's a stretch. It's a stretch. That's obviously reversing time. There's Hyrule Castle. I thought there was a video showing the hand grabbing and saving Link. Am I missing a trailer? Maybe I just missed it. But anyway, I thought there was a scene. Let me look at the teaser trailer again. The first ever trailer was the one with the hand. So this is the E3 2021 teaser trailer. That's where the Malice is going after the Master Sword. That's after he obviously is reincarnated. Zelda falls down, which ties into the scene that we're just watching in the new trailer. But we're not seeing anything there. Okay. We're not seeing anything there. So the first look is the one with the hand. I just must have missed it. So this is the very, very first teaser trailer. That's Ganondorf. I bet you that's Ganondorf with the spear on his horse. I don't know why I didn't make that connection before, but I'm almost guaranteeing that that's Ganondorf right there. For once, your battery's full. He's holding a trident, yeah. So I'm thinking that's Ganondorf. We just never realized. I never put the 2 and 2 together till just now. No, that's... Oh, right there. Right there. Okay, right here, right here, right here. This is where it is. Yeah, that's Link's left hand. So, alright, so... Link's... Okay, so we can piece this whole scene together now. The malice comes out of Ganon. Okay? So we have... The hand is holding Ganon down. something happens that makes the hand let go of Ganon. Then the malice comes out of Ganon, immediately goes after Link, devours the Master Sword, and also injures Link's right hand. The area around them starts to crumble, probably because the castle is getting lifted up into the ground, or the Hyrule Castle is getting lifted up from the ground. All the while they're underground, the ground starts shaking, everything's starting to break apart. Zelda falls down because of the ground breaking apart. Link goes to jump to try to save her. He doesn't save her, and then the green hand grabs Link, pulls him back up. Now, whether we see like an actual person, like spirit body with this hand, I don't know. But maybe we'll see a spirit of some sort that maybe talks to Link and then transfers its power into Link's damaged arm. So now I'm starting to think that the reason why his hand looks the way it does is not because of the powers. It's because his hand was damaged, and that's why it's a different color now. Because he got injured with the malice. Because it does... let's go back to the end here. Yeah, so this is where the malice is going after Link. Here's his arm damaged, but he doesn't have the power yet. And then he's probably seeing Zelda getting ready to fall down. He's getting ready to run and jump to save Zelda right here. His champion's tunic is all burnt and like destroyed too. And then come on. Why is this not moving forward? Oh, there you go. So obviously here is right before the green hand grabs. So this right here. This is this. Now, they may have changed the scene a little bit because obviously earlier in this trailer they showed Link trying to save Zelda, but his right hand was fine. So maybe they changed it a little bit since the first look trailer that came out. But that's definitely the scene right here. Yeah. So that whole scene between the three different trailers that we have, we pretty much know what happens. They find Ganondorf. Something happens. The green hand lets go. Maybe someone interrupts the green hand, like Zelda or something. The green hand releases. The malice comes pouring out of Ganon, immediately attacks Link, and then shoots up straight up into the ceiling, which causes Hyrule Castle to start flying into the sky. The ground all starts to tremble and shake. Ganondorf is being woken, is becoming awoke again, like alive again. Zelda falls down. Link goes to save her, fails to save Zelda, and then the green hand grabs Link before he falls down too. Then Link gets his powers. probably finds the Master Sword laying on the ground and it's all damaged and stuff. Maybe that's why it's called Tears. LF the Tears of the Kingdom, because they're crying because Zelda died. I don't think so. I don't think so. But yeah, like that whole scene, like we know how that all unfolds now. Pretty much. Hand takes Link to the Sky Temple to recover. Possibly. But it does look like he gets his power. Another thing they might have changed in this trailer here is when Link... So, oh, well, here you go. This is how Zelda falls down then. Right here. This platform lets go. And then she falls down. He turns around. Well, maybe not. Maybe this is something different because he's got a torch in his hand. He doesn't look injured yet. But again, like, they might have changed things. Obviously here, she sees Ganon. Some of this might have changed. But I'm trying to find the spot where I'm talking about. So yeah, I'm almost positive that's Ganon now. It's basically on the walls. It's telling the story of why Ganon is down there, probably. Those pillars right here look like that new enemy. That pillar right here looks very similar to the new enemy that shows in the new trailer. It's 50-50 if Zelda died or not. I don't think Zelda dies, but yeah. No one talks about that poor rat much. Oh yeah, the rat that pretty much got devoured by the malice. Maybe it was the other trailer. So here... Okay, so... Okay, so this obviously gets changed. That whole thing right here gets changed because he's not... This whole scene is old. I don't think this is how it happens. I don't... Yeah. Unless something happens where I don't... Okay, so I think this changed. This whole thing doesn't happen in the game anymore. Because I think what happens is he gets injured. The green hand saves him. And then the green energy goes into his damaged arm. Ganon fell in rice and got dehydrated. Hey, Hamulo, how's it going? Zelda's death is completely on the table, seeing as how Aonuma said this will be the darkest Zelda. I like the detail that they added in the music. You can reverse the music, and they are saying, help us. Ganon fell into rice. Got dehydrated. So yeah, I think this is not... I don't think this is happening in the game anymore. Because Link definitely looks like the power is going into his arm. Unless he's trying to cast a spell later on in the game. But he doesn't... But his arm doesn't have any of the jewelry on it. or anything like that. So I think this is outdated. This is not in the game. Oh yeah, the direct was awesome, and I'm probably being super critical right now about the new trailer and how it fits in with all the other trailers. And this first look trailer, there's a lot of footage in here that I think is different. So this here might still be in the game, because this almost looks like it's the Malice is just coming right out of Ganon and going straight up to the ceiling. But the new trailer shows the Malice coming out of Ganon and going after Link initially. This, I think, is different too. I don't think this happens unless she saves her more than once. Because I'm wondering if this is where he's holding that torch. She falls because, let me see if he's grabbing her or. Almost like she's jumping. I think she's jumping there. Like she fell down, but she's not, unless it's being played in reverse. But I think she fell and then jumped. So I think he's just trying to help her up. If that's playing forward, that definitely looks like she's jumping up and then grabbing his hand. So that could still be in the game, and it could just be a different part when they're like walking on their way to try to find Ganondorf. I don't know. Does any of this stuff I'm saying not make sense? I know I've really gone off the rails with it, and I'm like, I wish I was recording this like as a separate video, because I like this whole segment for Zelda. Like I could easily turn this into its own separate video and remove some of the stuff where I'm just like repeating myself. It's possibly in reverse, but that could be referencing Link's new little time reversal power. Could, but he doesn't. But the thing is, in this cutscene, it's his left, or it's his right hand. That's why I'm thinking that this happens before they encounter Link, or before they encounter Ganon, because that's his right hand. And if it was him trying to save her and it was in reverse, that means, if it's in reverse, that means that she's falling. But with the new trailer, we know that she falls after he's injured. But other than those things, we don't see much. We don't see much differences from the different... Wait. We don't see much differences with the different races like the Rito, Goron, Zora, Gerudo. Tell by the Gorons that they're probably having trouble with the Malice. How can you... Well, they didn't show any of the other races yet in the trailer. It was also 4 years ago. Yeah, that's why I'm saying that there's some things in this trailer that are probably changed. The main thing that I think has changed is how Link gets the power. The concept of him getting the power is probably the same, but in this trailer, it doesn't show his arm damaged. And in the new trailer, his arm obviously gets damaged before he gets his power. So I think that's one part that's inconsistent from the first look trailer. I almost feel like I want to make just a separate video, like offline, write a whole script about all this stuff that I've been finding and comparing the trailers, the different trailers and everything. I still think this is pretty cool here, like this whole scene right here with obviously this showing Ganon initially being sealed. As part of like the history. Emilio, have a great night. We'll see you later. I'll be ending the stream here shortly as well, because we're not going to have much time to do anything else. By next week, though, by Monday, I'm hoping to have the game randomizer made, and maybe over the weekend I might see if I can try to make a short video. I don't know if I'm going to make it as a YouTube short or whatnot. Maybe I will, to do the randomizer on the short, and that way you guys will know what game we're playing next, just in a very short clip or whatever. Yo, RTG, how are you doing, man? I'm doing good. We're just like reviewing all of the Zelda trailers now. And I'm just like comparing things that we've learned from the 3 main trailers that we've gotten so far. Because I was primarily taking a look at the final scene here. Yeah, this hand is Link, but I'm not confident. I'm not 100% confident that he's reaching out for Zelda. I'm thinking it's a different person. The thing is, Zelda does wear the white garb in Breath of the Wild, though. Whenever she goes to the Spring of Wisdom, I believe it is, up in the mountains, she is wearing like a white garb, and maybe she does have bracelets on and stuff. I'd almost have to go back and pull up the memory. Might as well do that now. Breath of the Wild memory at, what is it, the Spring of Wisdom? Memory number 9, Spring of Wisdom.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my playthrough. Working on this one's the deep.
Okay, so this is the memory. And this will show Zelda in that white garb outfit. And we'll see. Okay, so that's obviously a different outfit than what is shown in the new game. So never mind. Never mind. So this person here could still be a different person. So thanks to the direct today, I just found out that GoldenEye was released on the N64 online. It was released a while ago. Notice Zelda's biceps. Thin. Yeah. And this person looks like they might be a little bit more muscular. And that obviously that clearly is Link's hand. I don't know what this is, though. This looks like it might be more ruins of some sort. Is that that's not a stable, is it? No, it looks like some kind of encampment. Other woman had thicker biceps. The Direct today made me get the Game Boy Online, and I looked at 64, and boom, news to me. Oh, I got you. You looked at the Nintendo 64 games that were available, and you just happened to see that it was available. That GoldenEye was there.
Please. Lend him your power.
So yeah, so you can clearly see that his arm is damaged here. That's why I think that scene either, yeah, obviously, and also there's a torch here, so maybe he was holding a torch at one time and he ends up throwing the torch, but I don't know. But yeah, I feel like we know exactly what happens in that scene now, around the time Ganon wakes up. Still have not played a Zelda game, but this one looks really cool. I would strongly suggest playing Breath of the Wild before you play this one, just so that you have the context of everything that happened leading up to this game. Even though this game could probably stand alone, because it will probably make references to the first game, but based on what they've shown so far, like, it seems like it could just be its own game. And maybe the beginning of the game is where it kind of like tries to connect the two games, but then once you really get into it and Link gets his new abilities, up to that, from that point onward, it's like a whole new game, and they might not even reference anything from the first game at all. So who knows? Who knows? But yeah, I didn't even realize. Where's the malice? The malice is right here, I think, right? The malice comes out. No. Where does the... Oh, there, right here. The malice comes out, and then there's a part... Come on. Yeah, so right here, obviously something happened to the sword, because the malice... He does something with the sword, and he gets malice on the sword. Malice comes out of Ganon, goes straight for the sword, goes straight for the Master Sword, and then consequently Link's arm takes some damage too. This is after he got burnt. Yeah, so... Yeah, so he obviously, like, yeah. Try to see if I can see. Hard to tell. Is it... Does it look like he might have already gotten hurt there? Like, maybe this malice is playing in reverse? That would explain why the sword's already damaged. His arm is already burnt, because down here, like, it's hard to tell, but down here it almost looks like his shirt is damaged. And then here almost looks like his arm might be already hurting. They might be playing, which again would make sense. The sword gets damaged from the malice. The malice goes back inside Ganon and then shoots straight up to the ceiling. I don't know though. That kind of looks like it's coming out of him though, and not necessarily going back into him. So I might not be thinking of that correctly. Like it's definitely coming right for Link. And previous trailer they show it was either the original teaser trailer or the first official trailer shows the malice like actually consuming the Master Sword. We just don't like. I didn't see it until we actually were going frame by frame, and you could actually see the hilt, like the purple wings that come out from the handle. I guess that's the hilt. You could actually see it in the frame when the malice is like attacking Link. So, yeah. Anyway, I think I'm done over analyzing this trailer. Probably would start with the N64 games just to get used to the lore and the universe of Legend of Zelda, and then I'll lay Breath of the Wild and this game so I can appreciate the story and get immersed in it. So, Breath of the Wild doesn't really rely on the previous games for its story because it happens so far into the future that it's not really directly tied to any of the previous games. The only thing with Breath of the Wild is that it has Easter eggs that kind of tie in with the previous games, but it's not like anything that's like it's not like you need to play the previous games to play Breath of the Wild, I guess is the best way to put it. I'm not discouraging you to play the older games because like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, Link to the Past, like they're all great games. So I'm not going to discourage you from not playing those, like Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword. They're all great. They're all great. Remember when the rat got devoured? The malice could be sentient in this game. I feel like the malice is I feel like the malice is an extension of Ganondorf, which would explain the blights, the blight Ganons, and the maliced version of Ganon at the end of the game, because it was just a manifestation of Ganondorf, but not it wasn't his full self, I guess. Almost nothing about the characters or anything like that, so I'd use the other games to just learn how the games work and how to play a 3D Zelda game and stuff like that. Yeah, you'll be surprised on how different the controls are for Breath of the Wild compared to the other 3D Zelda games. The game needs a Revenge of the Koroks mission. I'm hoping for no Koroks. I'm really hoping for no Koroks. I really don't. I don't want Koroks. I do not want Koroks at all. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this type of stream. I know we've pretty much talked about this to death. And yeah, so I'm excited for this game, if you can't tell already. And yeah, can't wait for it to come out in what, 3 months? 3 months away. March, April, May. So, and I'll definitely be playing it. I'll be doing a live stream of it when the game first comes out, on my normal Monday and Wednesday schedule. Comes out May 12th, so that is what day of the week? May 12th is a Friday, so we would start playing it on the 15th of May. Yeah, we'll be playing it on the 15th of May, 15th and the 17th. A Link to the Past SNES booklet has the official Legends of Hyrule lore in it. Yeah, I know. A lot of the manuals have their own bits and pieces of lore for Hyrule, which is kind of what helped them develop the official timeline too, and how like everything kind of fits together. I know some of the games that they kind of feel out of place, you know, but I think it's because they didn't really think about how all the games would tie together. You think that that booklet goes the most in depth? Probably, because even the opening cutscenes, they talk about a war that happened and like all that stuff. So, no, I would believe it. It would make sense that they would try to, in A Link to the Past, it would make sense that they would try to have some kind of lore behind it, behind that particular game. Maybe it was also helping to try to tie it in with the first Zelda game, even though the first Zelda game actually is at the end of the timeline, I think. It's like one of the last games in the one timeline, if I remember correctly. And then Zelda 2 is like even after that, even after the first Zelda. So, but yeah. Thank you everybody for coming. Monday we should be back to playing a video game. Like I said, I'm going to be going through that list of games that we made this past Monday. Make some kind of really quick, easy randomizer, or random selector, and we'll get the game selected, get it all situated, and I'll be ready to stream it on Monday. But yeah, it was good seeing you too, RTG. Glad you're able to stop by. Hope everyone enjoyed the stream. I want to do more of these types of streams in the future if we can. Yeah, like reviewing the Nintendo Direct was awesome, so I'm glad I decided to do it. You have a good Chadley beard going now? That's down to your chest, just about? Oh, nice. I'll need to see a picture of that. I'll need to see the pictures, or it's not true. Have a good night, everyone. And 0 deaths this stream. That's true. Well, unless you count Zelda, like, she's probably dead. And we've watched her fall down numerous times. But, yeah. Have a great night, everyone. Oh, no! Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it! Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. We got a raid from Adderin Gaming. Right as we're about to end stream. Perfect timing, yes, perfect timing. Hello, Venoman. Adderin Gaming, welcome on in. Thank you for coming over, Adderin. I apologize. I hear, dang it. Were you trying to end? I was just about to, yeah. Bed raid then for me. What were you playing at or in gaming? That's okay. If you have another raid target, I'm more than happy to do a double raid. I'm sorry, I typically don't raid this late at night anymore. Because I'm like, usually people are off. They're not streaming at this point. So. But yeah, we were basically just reviewing the Nintendo Direct, and then I spent probably way too much time examining the Zelda trailer to the point where I can pretty much tell you how the first scene of the game is going to play out based on the 3 different trailers that they have released. Would you like to hear my Cliff Notes version of what I think the very beginning of the game is going to be before we head off to bed? Zitty Zaddy, hello, welcome to the stream. You're playing some Fortnite because they dropped some new content. We also talked about the Direct quite a bit too. It's really exciting. So here is my... Okay, so here's the thing. I watched all 3 different trailers to piece this together. This is what I think is going to happen, all right? Zelda and Link stumble across an entrance into the underground area. In the very, very, very first trailer they show us, they show, which I didn't make this connection before, they show Zelda when she's riding on the animal. They show her going past a wall that has like pictograph stuff on it, and today was the first time I realized that it's Ganon on the wall. This Ganondorf is on the wall holding a trident and riding a horse. I'm almost positive that it's Ganondorf because that would make sense. It's telling the story of Ganondorf probably. So there's that. They show them going through the underground. They find Ganondorf and they see the green hand and all of that. Actually, before they get to... So this little piece, I think, is what happens. I think before they get to Ganondorf, part of the ground gives way. Zelda falls down temporarily to a lower level or something. And then there's a scene in the first trailer where it shows Zelda's hand reaching out for Link's hand, but Link's hand isn't damaged. He doesn't have his power yet or anything like that. So I think it's just a scene where Zelda is down low and she's jumping up and Link is trying to help her get back up to where he is. And this is before they meet Ganondorf. Once they find Ganondorf, something happens. Once they go to Ganondorf, something happens. The green hand lets go of Ganondorf. The malice comes spewing out of Ganondorf, okay? And it immediately goes after Link, attacking his right arm. Well, today I just happened to notice in the first official trailer where they show the malice attacking Link's arm, if you go frame by frame and you look at a specific frame, you can actually see that Link is holding the Master Sword when the malice is attacking him. We already know that the Master Sword gets damaged. Now we pretty much know the malice is what damages the Master Sword. It basically eats away at the Master Sword. At the same time, Link's arm is damaged. Like here is the end of the trailer here, and this is where it's showing the malice coming out of Ganondorf. It's very fast, but you can see there's Ganondorf. His eyes are glowing. The malice comes out, and I think this is the second time the malice tries to attack Link because take a look. The Master Sword's already damaged. It's already affected by the malice. Okay? It's hard to tell, but Link's arm might already be damaged at this point too. So I think something happens where the malice attacks Link, and then it attacks him again, which then totally obliterates the Master Sword. And then
Lend him your power.
so the malice comes in, and then right here, this is the scene where Zelda is getting ready to fall down. So something happens, Zelda falls backwards, and then Link is going to jump for Zelda, which they show this right here. All right. In a previous trailer, they showed the green hand reaching out to somebody else's hand. We didn't know if it was Zelda or Link at the time. I'm thinking it's Link because this scene ties in with that other scene from the previous trailer where you see Link trying to save Zelda. We know that Zelda falls down. And then right after this, the green hand grabs Link's left arm, which is exactly what happens in the previous trailer. It grabs his left arm because his right arm is the one that's damaged. And then at some point, we don't see anything after this. But I think what happens is the green hand saves Link. And then the green hand, the energy goes into Link, and that's how Link gets the powers. Now, I think there is a little bit of disconnect though. The very first teaser trailer has Link gaining the powers, but his shirt isn't destroyed. You can see here. You can see here that his champion's tunic is all burnt and stuff, and it's totally destroyed. In the very first teaser trailer, where Link looks like he's getting the power for the first time, his clothes are perfectly fine. His arm is perfectly fine. So I think that part got changed. That is not in the game anymore. I feel that it's going to be similar to that, but we're going to see that Link's arm is already damaged, and the green arm the energy is just going to go into Link so that we can see the jewelry on his arm and all of that. But this kind of proves that the reason why his arm is discolored isn't because of the power that he gets. It's because his arm was already damaged. Yeah. And I think that's pretty much what I think is the opening scene of the game. Based on all the different trailers and how we could piece all of that together to basically kind of picture what happens before Ganondorf is resurrected. Not really resurrected because he's still there. Because there's also a part in this new trailer where they show Ganondorf standing on the ground, which is the pedestal area that he was being held hostage by the green hand. And even the ground underneath him seems like it's crumbling underneath Ganondorf as he's waking up. Which is I'm thinking Hyrule Castle going up into the sky, Zelda falling down, all of this is happening at the same time. After Ganondorf wakes up, the malice just spreads everywhere and causes Hyrule Castle to rise up above the ground. while they're underneath it, everything starts going haywire. The ground starts breaking underneath them. Zelda starts to fall backwards. Link tries to save her. The green hand saves him, which causes him to not be able to save Zelda. It makes sense, but it's just a theory based on what we have. So I'm very tempted. I'm very tempted just to make a video explaining the whole opening scene now with using footage from the old trailer, the new trailers. It's a matter of finding the time to make the video. Really curious to see how this plays out. I am too. Like, I can't wait. This game's gonna be awesome. So it'll be awesome. I'm curious to see how close I am being correct in my thought process. But anyway, all right. Now that you know my my theory, a video would be fun. If you wanted, you could try just making a little short with what you just told us now. True, I could, and just blurt it out and show screenshots and all that kind of stuff. It'd be hard to fit everything in. Yeah, I like to ramble, so the video would probably end up a lot longer than what I really would want it to be. But, oh well. Also, the woman that's shown in the new trailer, I don't think it's Zelda. There's a little bit of a... I thought I was done, but I'm not. So right here, I think this is not Zelda. I think this is someone else. This is either Hylia or it's the other creature that we saw in the other trailer. You don't think the new voice is actually Ganon? You think it's... See, I initially thought that it wasn't Ganondorf. I thought maybe it was another villain that's like a henchman of Ganondorf, who's trying to help bring Ganondorf back. It's either that or it is Ganondorf, and that voice is Ganondorf during a blood moon. Like, you know how like Zelda says the same thing over and over at a blood moon? What he says in the trailer could be nothing more than what he says every time a blood moon happens in this new game. You know what I mean? But I still think that it could be someone else. His blood moon voice line per se, yeah. I mean, because that voice could easily have been them giving it to the leader of the Yiga clan, too. I know the leader of the Yiga clan fell down that hole, but you never know. He could still be alive. So, okay. I'm done. I'm done. No more. Please, no more. I hope that the Yiga leader is more intimidating. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Okay. See you guys later. Thank you, Adderin, for the raid. I'm sorry that that we were ending and all of that, but yeah, I'm not gonna raid either. So have a good night. I hope you guys enjoyed my rant and enjoyed our little trek through the Nintendo Direct. And have a great night, everyone. I'll see you on Monday. Bye.